Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification. And the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099.
And I'm your host, the internet's Tayrel713.
Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy.
So for, let's say, 3 days from now, it'll be a month. I've been waiting for something that was supposed to have, that apparently shipped, a month ago, basically. Buy Me Please. It's two records. It's my last record of the month. I paid for like the first 3 months of the year because every record they did was this first quarter of the year was like on point. So I was like, yeah, I'll pay for those. And then I got a free record for having having paid for 3 months of it. And if you go look at the little thing, I'll go to my little Wii Shop app. And it just says shipped. But this entire time it's been sitting in this particular post office in North Carolina.
Oh.
And because I stay woke and aware. There's a Reddit for Buy Me Please, and I just reached out and asked people, hey man, anybody have ever had this problem? And lots of people have this problem, and they said it's that fucking mail that particular USPS site. It is. They said it's the worst because they don't do the intake scan, therefore it never truly gets in the system, and therefore it never really moves. And then I hit a Buy Me Please, and I get an auto email, and I get an auto email, then I get an email, and they're like, "Don't, if it's more than 3 weeks, I'll send you more records out." Well, it's past 3 weeks. We're about to be on a month, and I ain't heard shit from them, and I'm just like, you motherfuckers, man. I hate when services that you put in on be just fucking you. You know what I'm saying? With no Vaseline. It's like, kiss me first. You know what I'm saying? Don't just play me out like this. But I'm astounded. I am astounded, but also I'm just like, not really. Because like I said, I am not alone. Somebody else said theirs has been missing since they said that from December order or some shit like that there. So I'm like, clearly that post office is extra whack and should just be sitting there marinating or getting stolen. I can't even call it. But I'm trying to be patient because it's not like I don't got other shit in here. I got boxes behind me right now that need to be open, but you know me, I like to make content out of shit. So I'll probably have to open them on my TikTok. But garbage, man. I'm just grumpy and upset about it and stupid shit like that there, man. But I mean, Vox, you are a dude who has to use the post office a lot. And it's like, have you ever had anything hiccup on the other end of this where you were saying you sending some shit out and it's like,
I've had a couple times where I mailed out some eBay sales and then the post office sends it to the wrong state. Like their route, they'll send it to a post office in a different state, and then they have to fucking backtrack it to where the route it's supposed to be on. Mm-hmm. So it ends up delaying it by a couple days or whatever. But it'll say it on the tracking oh, we fucked up, rerouting back to original location or what, or the original route or whatever.
Yeah,
and so it usually ends up back on track within a day or two.
Yeah, the city I live in, there's another city with that name in Colorado, and I had a package just start heading this way west, and I mean it got to Iowa, I believe, before it came back around, where they was like, oh shit, no, let's come back this way. Now, mind you, that one was coming from Europe. But then I checked the address to see maybe they had written it wrong or something like that. There, and I'm like, no, this is written exactly how it's supposed to be written to get shipped. They just fucking up. And again, that all sources back to the pandemic. It's so many people we forget we lost and or who retired or so forth and so on, who just ain't there to do the job that was once getting done. And so it's like it fucking just I usually had chip me headed all the way there. It was just like, you have passed me and you are going far. Like the last few orders I've gotten have gone like well and true past Ohio before it's like, oh shit, bring that back. I mean, again, this shop app, which is a delight to use. If you're not using the shop app, you probably should be for tracking orders and shit. I want to say this one. I don't want to buy it again. I just want to see what what the ship looked like. But yeah, it'll just be like, boop. Let me look at this.
When you say the shop app, you mean like Shopify?
No, this is literally just says shop. Yeah, it just says shop.
Well, yeah. And purple. I think it's like a purple box and blue letters. No, white letters.
Yeah, well, shop then pay. Well,
is that like a third party service, or is that like what the websites use for tracking?
It is a combination of the two. So like you can pay through it as well, and of course they do the tracking through it. They always be like, hey, download the app. You want to track this package. So that's what finally got me to download the app, because I actually did want to track a package, Yeah,
and I think that's the service. Like when I ordered my Muhammad Ali frame picture thing for the canvas art for the living room a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was off of that, and then I had ordered something else. What the fuck did I order? Oh, it was a T-shirt for my buddy for his birthday. It came off the same thing.
Yeah, so it just. Apparently I can't go back and look at the old tracking information there. So what we just discovered, but again, it's just I'm not like hugely angry. I'm just not. Like I said, it's just it'll get here eventually, or they're gonna give me my money. It's either or. I'm not really tripping off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but sometimes in that situation, it sucks because you truly don't want your money. You gave them your money for a product, and true. Like with collectibles, the thing is like, I wanted to collect this thing. You've inconvenienced me in two ways. Not only did you give me the thing, I would probably have to pay more money in order to have the thing that I originally had. So that's where it really messes up, because it's been times like where like systems a hiccup, or like I remember I bought a pair of shoes which was since recovered, but it's like I called Nike about it, and I'm like, hey, I never received this product that was on my front porch. And it sold out that day. So I don't truly want my money back. My money back is just getting my money back. I wanted the shoes. And with things selling out within the day, like I'll have to pay like a higher rate in order to get the product. So in these days and times, it sucks.
I like how you said Nike and not Nike, because I just came across a TikTok about that not so long ago, because I guess the Brits call it Nike and they be real adamant about it. And Americans like, this shit is called Nike. It's the American fucking company. What do you fucking think it is? So I just had to laugh. So I'm like, hey, TikTok is a delight in one sense of the word, but that's one of them. I'm like, you really learn how much motherfuckers don't fuck with you on that app. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't know. I kind of feel like my TikTok experience has been different a little lately, because like I was on vacation for a full week, and like didn't really like I caught up on your TikTok halfway through, and then I had to stop. But like like being on vacation, like I've been neglecting Snap, I've been neglecting TikTok, and like I really didn't a little bit in the future I didn't really watch anything either, because I just wasn't available.
It is it's one of the things where you end up taking time away from, because like I said, Vanessa be like, I sent you a bunch, and I'm like, I ain't been on this bitch in like a few days, and like you'll come back in, it's like, I don't know what to do with what you're doing. What's going on here, man? I'm gonna throw you a couple of things, and we'll see if we can get you resituated.
I mean, to be honest, I only have like 2 or 3. Vanessa sent me like 1 or 2 a month. She really don't. But it's funny. Most of the time, the things that she sent, you send. So I'm pretty much covered there. And then, you send me stuff and Mike sends me stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I've talked about it. I'm like sending TikTok to each other is definitely our little love language. Because we got just I be knowing all kinds of shit about the damn who them people the sister wives.
Well,
I am fully aware of their whole situation, and also anything royal family that be popping off, I'll be hip to.
Yeah,
including how nobody wants to perform at this coronation because ain't nobody fucking with Prince Charles or King Charles as he is titled. So,
yeah,
things I'm aware of.
Yeah, like I still don't understand. Like it doesn't make me mad or anything, but I still don't understand people's, especially American people, whole likability of the royal family, and then which I do think they're wrong about, but like I do follow like a fair amount of like British people on TikTok, and they're always talking about like you guys never know enough about our culture. I'm like, we really shouldn't know. I know enough about it to be like to get me by, but obviously I have to say this because like being a black man in America, I know a little bit about everything. Yeah. And that's just how my life has to be in order to to get by.
Yeah, just to function in society.
Yes.
You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I am aware of so much stuff. Things I learned this week. I give you a little bit of this. This is not no TikTok things I learned. This is actually technically it is something I learned from TikTok. That during Passover, the various soda manufacturers sell a corn-free version of their bevs because Jewish people aren't allowed to. Ashkenazi Jews, a very particular set of Jewish people, cannot fuck with corn during Passover.
Yes. Yeah. For years, I've always been excited about Passover because they'll have like the special Cokes available in that in that little section, and all the various like candies that are like kosher. And the other day on TikTok, somebody had posted, "Why the fuck does my marshmallow say tilapia on them?" And I quoted, I put on there like because it's kosher. Is they're using fish gelatin instead of pork. And he was like, they never responded, but yeah, it's that was one of those things.
I want to know where they found that. Where found those at?
I forgot. It was, but it was just like a TikToker or somebody was just complaining about marshmallows might contain tilapia.
Well, you know how I get down. I buy the vegan joints, you know what I'm saying, at this point anyway. But I mean, if I can find just some kosher shits, that's just as good to me, you know?
Yeah, we're not like the kids that eat marshmallows for marshmallow's sake.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I wish they fuck with marshmallow fluff. Like I would love to make them a marshmallow fluff and peanut butter sandwich. But
you ever had one of them shits?
A fluff and
a fluffernutter?
No, I have not. But
say
when we were on vacation, like our particular hotel had like little squeeze packs of Nutella.
Yeah.
And just like what you guys when you go on vacation, I went to a grocery store. I went to Kroger.
Yeah.
And I bought some bread to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just before we go out for big lunches and dinners and stuff. And so I already had that there at the hotel. And I made a Nutella and jelly sandwich. So pretty much chocolate covered strawberry. Didn't nobody want to try it. I was like, man, y'all, what's wrong with y'all?
How was it? Did you try it?
Yeah, I tried it. I mean, I made it. Yeah, it was good. It tasted like a chocolate covered strawberry sandwich.
I tried a Nutella grilled cheese the other day, and the video was like, yo, you should be using brie because Brie's a relatively pungent cheese. But all I had, what did I have? I had some Gouda and I had some extra sharp cheddar. And I was like, that should work. That's pretty. Nope.
No.
Nutella, whoop that cheese. It's like you are not punching through cheese flavor. It was just a sweet ass, crusty, delicious tasting sandwich. But I mean, I really wanted to, get the of cheese popping through the sweet.
Yeah, and I probably would like just fuck with some this cream cheese on it. Probably would have been delightful.
That's a wild muted flavor already, though. Cream cheese ain't really doing much.
Yeah, I remember when I used to order from Melt. Don't really do it much anymore. But I used to get the Parma Italy, add the herb cream cheese. And obviously, the herb cream cheese button is next to the sweet cream cheese button.
Oof.
Ooh.
Talking about
like a terrible experience.
Yeah, again, like we said last time, I'm gonna have my mouth all ready for hash, and then you go bite into that bitch like what the fuck?
It was just imagine marinara chicken. What else is on that fucking sandwich? But to have like a dessert cream cheese on it was just like unbearable.
Basically cheesecake on top of a chicken parm.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Nobody want that.
Nobody.
Oh, no, okay. This is something random, and we'll get to it. This is something I just found out yesterday. Day before. So going back to the sodas, right? I was like, I could not find none on the west side. None of these kosher bevs because it's way Christian Catholic on this side of town.
I was just about to say, you should have told me. I live in a very big Jewish community.
So I was just like, I'm taking this shit east. I'm gonna go hit up Target University to see what they got popping. And so to begin, I just started that mission, put it in my damn GPS. And what I found out now, 490 had been closed for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And, so you get on 90. 490 is open now. 490 used to dip you off at 55th, and that was it. That's where it ended at.
Mm-hmm.
Now that motherfucker just keep going. I got all the way to Cleveland Clinic before I had to turn. Straight.
Yeah.
I mean, clean. It's called the Opportunity Corridor.
Yes.
They've made a whole ass straight shot. And I got almost all the way to basically the University Heights without basically shimmying it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was so clean. I was astounded. I was like, yo, man, I am utterly unhip that this is the thing I can do now. Because now if I gotta go to main campus, it's literally a straight shot. I'm never trying to come off Martin Luther King ever again when I can just come straight like off 90 basically.
We have it's not we, but on Warrensville Center Road, there's a whole kosher store. It's called Grove. It's a whole grocery store.
Well, let me catch you up on what happened. Of course, I could Target up, and they had nothing. So immediately I put in my phone, kosher grocery store, and where they end up, but Grove over there in Warrensville, in that basically on the other side of that Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Basically, I was like, man, am I gonna be comfortable going to this store? Because all I see is Jewish men going there. It was some ladies in there, but it was definitely people. And I say Jewish. Why did I say that? Just because the vast majority of them were in there was rocking their yarmulkes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know their orthodoxy or whatever, but I'm just saying they was clearly rocking their yarmulkes.
Forgive me for speaking out of turn.
But then I get to the gate, right? I'm like to the door. Forgive me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I see multiple black people working here.
Yes,
I already know the set's cool. So
nothing but black people working there.
Yeah, I go in there and I'm poking around looking for stuff and people showing love and so forth. I'm like, that's dope. But what I found fascinating was they had an entire section of their freezer section basically papered off and taped off and said, not for Passover. And then they had another section of their freezer section that said, oh, this is Passover. Cool. We good. This you can fuck with. And I was like, that is so dope that they was like, nah, I'm not even giving you the option to fuck around and find out. You can't touch this shit right now. It is sealed off and taped shut for a motherfucking reason. This ain't cool to eat during Passover.
That's dope.
And then, so I looked and I swept around to the front of the store and then I saw some sodas with yellow caps on top. I was like, I know these are the ones. And it's Dr. Brown's cream soda and diet and regular. And I was like, well, I mean, I said the point of this mission was to try to find some kosher soda. And so I got a bottle of each. And Dr. Brown's cream soda is kind of whack. But Vanessa loves it, which is dope. I mixed it with some rum last night, and it was hitting. But also, I was like lights out on that couch after that. Can't drink too fast. So I was like, just fell asleep. So, but I like learning that about. So like, Passover is the big one, the big dog of Jewish holidays, because it's basically what their faith is based on. It's Easter because that's what Christianity is based on. Easter, you know what I'm saying? Easter is like, you know, the Messiah rose from the dead. That is what Christianity is based on. You know what I'm saying? Passover is, you know what I'm saying, when Pharaoh wouldn't free their people, they was given a heads up. It's like, yo, man, make sure you put some blood over your doors because the angel of death is coming through and he killing all the firstborn boys. And that's basically what their faith is based on and built off of. So it's like, I understand how big a deal it is, but I also like having learned about that. Like I said, right now we're in the midst of Ramadan, and I know a little something. Like Aunt was saying, basically is you got to know a little something about a little something, because it's just where we live at and the people we're surrounded by. And I dig having not so much information that is dangerous, but just enough information to know that know when to say, know what to say. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be saying happy Passover. I believe it'd be more like a blessed Passover and so forth and so on. It's like, you know, you got to be good with your wording. It's Ramadan Kareem up until I think Ramadan is over. Then it's Ramadan Mubarak when Ramadan is complete. So it's like lots of learning, lots of earning. We doing the dang thing. So,
and also if you're in the situation I was a couple years ago, that store is even open on Christmas when nothing else is open.
Fuck it. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, now I got such a clean way to get there. Good gracious, man! We're into the opportunity corridor of the city of Cleveland being so easy. Like I said, I didn't even know it existed. I knew 90 was closed 490 was closed for a stretch, and I figured they was working on something. I didn't know they was gonna make the whole damn, like, you don't even got to cross the river to get to the east side no more. And in fact, it's utterly impossible from the side of town I'm on at that angle to even see the river that is the Cuyahoga River that separates the east from west side. So that's like, it's way dope to me. I absolutely did. Let me get y'all a show started. The rhythm just sways, and like a sorceress I slays foes and rivals who want to come this way. They better pay attention, or a pension, not to mention suspension from the microphone plus the tension. Trey 8 O's will vacate those if the drama with my henchmen. So lamp to my man Mussolini. Go get your whole staff, those decaf, because half and halves couldn't cream me. The lyrics make your head knock. Malik B and Black Thought, the dreadlock. Man, transgression. You'll catch let I crush pounding on the drums like King Kong. We can ring your bell. Ding dong. I styles whip my vocabulary. The root's the one you call your ultra adversary. Now you all dessert because I'm going to serve you on a tray to meet your doom. Malik the broom, you get swept away. MCs who slept for days must be swept away. Hello, and welcome to it. Stay Scrunchy Milk. It's episode 489 of Cleveland's longest running podcast. And we are not the head of the triad. I am your host, the Internet's Taylor 713. Joined as always by my best friends, it's Anthony Animal Thug Tatum.
Good evening or morning. No, some people listen first thing in the morning.
Hey, right on. I hope you enjoy. Along with the homie Lunchbox 2099.
This is the song that never ends.
Oh no!
Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
Oh boy!
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because
it's a song that doesn't. Oh no! I used to love Lamb Chop. Bounce your bottom in the chair. Bounce it here. Bounce it there.
Her daughter still does some puppetry work with Lamb Chop, with the OG puppet. Respect due. Well, we had it, people. You know what it is, remote. So, you know, got a story for you, and I got some Emma the assholes. We'll talk here today. We'll talk our week. It's a good vibe, people. We out here. We doing the damn thing. I want you to know it's been like about a month now, me claiming Cleveland's longest running podcast, and ain't nobody said a goddamn thing. So guess what? At this point, we just bang that drum. It's ours. Again, come prove me different. Prove me different, too. I need facts. I need receipts and all that. and a banana cognac, biatch. But your first story is from the good people over at Scene. This is Mark Opera with the end of pandemic era bonus SNAP benefits. City of Cleveland launches monthly free food pickups. About 114,000 local households will lose their extra $100 a month. The extra COVID era bonus payment for those in the Supplemental Nutrition Program, SNAP, will not show up on their cards this month as the government ends its 3 years of emergency allotments. Such a boost, which gave those in need an extra $100 on average on their Ohio Direction card, was determined by customers' household income, family size, and monthly debts. The calculation the city of Cleveland said is why, starting this Wednesday, it's stepping in to make up for the deficit, which amounts to about $95 a household that will impact 1 in 3 Clevelanders. But some will lose much more, said Cleveland Department of Aging Director Mary McNamara in a press release. This loss of benefits, coupled with the inflated food prices we are seeing, is significant, particularly for seniors on fixed incomes and for low-income families with children. Along with the usual SNAP benefits, like using produce perks to grab fruit and veggie discounts at Dave's or nearby farmers markets, Clevelanders will have 5 extra options to pick up boxes of free food. On the first Wednesday of each month from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Collinwood Rec Center, 16300 Lakeshore Boulevard. On the third Monday of the month from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Clevelanders can head to the Michael Zone Rec Center, 6301 Lorraine Ave. On the second Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club parking lot at the corner of East 59th Street and House North Ave. On the second Tuesday of the month, starting April 11th, at the J. Glenn Smith Health Center, 11100 Sinclair Ave. And on the third Wednesday of the month, starting April 19th, at the Thomas McCaffrey Health Center, 4242 Lorraine Ave. I get it. We can say, I guess, with all our chest that the pandemic's over. My youngest child has COVID right now. Tested positive the other day. Box's tenant had COVID 2-3 weeks ago. The pandemic isn't over. We're trying to pretend it is because that's just how capitalism works. And we're just like, nope, we're not going to help the poor out anymore. We're not going to give you, your extra days off no more, so forth and so on, because it's just what it is. And the people who suffer from it, as always, are the poor. The poor, the downtrodden, those who can't afford it are those who will suffer for this. So I got to give it up to Mayor Bibb and the city of Cleveland for trying to do what they can do to help people out and make sure this city stays fed when our federal government is like, nah, son, I ain't doing that. So it's whack. It's a little short one, but it's happier than it would have been had had places like there are going to be other places in the state where people lose their benefits and they'll not have anything to lean on. So fucking sucks. And you hope not in this state. I don't know why I'd even say you hope that our government will do better. They simply won't. But I'm glad the city of Cleveland is doing right by its people and so forth. So that is what's up as it comes to my story of my little bit of news this week. Ant-Man, I'm going to pass this over to you, sir. First up, as always, is Tatum.
Well, it seems like I go to this place very often, but first of all, my kids were off of school, and we were trying to decide where we want to go, and we went to Columbus.
Nice.
I love going to Columbus. Not mostly because of IKEA, but IKEA trip is going to happen if I go to Columbus. Yeah. But something surprising, well, not really surprising. My oldest son is really like, I seen a meme about this earlier, like how we used to beg for, for our parents to take us to McDonald's, but now kids are begging to go to hibachi. Like it's far removed from there. Like, if my son wanted a treat, he's not looking to go to he'll take McDonald's, but he's like, well, I kind of want to have Panda Express, and I want the honey walnut shrimp. So it's
nice.
While we were out, we went to an interesting place called Roosters.
Okay.
And I kept on saying, shit, I need to Google this. But I'm like, man, I wonder is Roosters just the remake of Hooters, like the reimagining of
the reimagining of Hooters,
because their fries are as I tasted them and I thought about it for a little bit, like are the naked curly fries that Hooters used to have, and then like they got the breaded chicken that you just pick different sauces for. And then when we were there, my partner was like, "Man, this place is just for single dads." I'm like, "Really?" And then more and more I looked at it, it was just like tons of just dads and their sons. Like it was like the sadder version of Panera Bread. It was just like dads coming in and out with just like just a son and no moms to be had anywhere.
I'm scrolling trying to Red Rooster, which I think is different than just Roosters.
Yeah.
Now Roosters has this is what there's on their chain. This is our history. Bob and Connie Frick had something special when the first Roosters opened in 1988. Bob's passion for food has always been a part of his makeup, although for years he thrived as a teacher, a coach, and a trainer. So the long hours of developing sauces, recipes, and taste-tempting foods were a labor of love. Corrine, who has never met a stranger, possesses a genuine hospitality toward people, which is the cornerstone of Rooster's culture. Outgoing, friendly, and positive attitude are essential for Rooster's associates. Now, there's nothing nothing beyond that would let me know what's what.
Yeah, but they're
regarding Rooster's layout.
Yeah, but just like when you go to an Aldi and you pick up a potato chip, like Stanley's old fresh chips, like nobody knows who Stanley is before then. They make that shit up. You want to give us some kind of backstory when you know Stanley's chips is just because it's at Aldi, but that's not by neither here nor there. But so we went to Rooster. We recognized how sad it was, but my son has been really on a tear of trying new foods, and this was his first time having his first burger was at McDonald's. He tried a cheeseburger, this regular. And this was his first restaurant burger, and he enjoyed it. His eyes was a little bit too big for his stomach, but he ate a burger and he got it done. That's something his dad doesn't do anymore. But man, I'm pretty proud of the fact I have one son that's willing to try new things and just doesn't eat macaroni and cheese all the time. But speaking of macaroni and cheese, we also went to Kitchen Social. There's one up here and there's one down there. I think it's more down there. But my son whispered in my ear like, "Yeah, your macaroni and cheese is better than this." While we sitting at the restaurant. And I think that was his clue to say like, "Hey, this macaroni and cheese is trash." And
at least he had the wherewithal to whisper it to you.
Oh yeah, that's and that's not really Emery's forte of whispering stuff. So yeah, he was running on all cylinders that day as far as being polite. But yeah, I hate certain restaurants. I can't stand being at a too trendy place. It skeeves me out. I can't do it. First of all, there's way too many people there. The music drives me nuts. The noise drives me nuts. And the fact that it's you being extra with bacon, everything shouldn't have bacon in it all the time. Like salad bacon, macaroni and cheese bacon, chicken sandwich bacon is just drives me nuts.
The pork lobby really put bacon on his back.
Yeah, I bacon is such a to me is such a hipster thing that keeps on keeping on. But it's not like I don't recognize bacon being good. I have stood by my flag with saying turkey bacon is a cold cut. There's no substitute for pork bacon, really. Beef bacon is what it is. You know, it's the cute little sister, but bacon is the it's the Pam Grier of food when it comes to certain things. It's like it's good, and you know it's good. It's not something I really partake in anymore, but I know what it is, and there's no substitution for Pam Grier.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa had some sandwich the other day that she ordered, and it came with bacon. She just like peels the bacon off and gives it to the dog.
Oh,
and I'm looking at the bacon, and I'm like, this doesn't look scrumptious in any way, shape, or form. It looks undercooked. It looks wild skinny because, you know, of course, restaurants nowadays they're gonna try to like not, you know, spend any money. So it's like bacon could be great, but currently what bacon is being served from at least Panera, no.
What happened to your ass? You used to be beautiful, bacon.
Just wild thin, like you said, you know, again, we lean on the British, you know what I'm saying? They be having these full ass, what they call rashers of bacon, and them bitches be like an inch wide and like, you know what I'm saying? Proper length. Like there you go, that's bacon. You know what I'm saying? They is not doing that in America, man. We getting served up fucked up, man.
Yeah. And it reminded what you just saying that reminds me of something I did want to bring up. We can stop talking about Columbus. I'm probably gonna go there a couple more times before the year's out. But I was watching Chopped the other day, and I was like watching it, and I realized why I don't watch Chopped no more. So this particular episode was a user's choice basket episode. So this is stuff that, you know, that the fellow watchers of Chopped picked out like extra hard ingredients. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the dessert round. And I think the basket was like a caramel custard, a salted caramel custard pie, like a pie, a whole pie.
Oh, ass pie, yeah.
Salmon ice cream.
Who making salmon ice cream?
I don't know. I think the Food Network making with that generic ass box they used. Cocktail onions, and I don't remember what the last thing was because like after, so when it came down to it, it was two people at the end, and this has happened way too many times for me. It just to be like, oh, I'm being sensitive about it. But it was a black person left and a white guy left. And so one thing they always seem to say is like, especially what her critique when they say she lost was, they couldn't taste the salmon and they couldn't taste the onions. And I'm like, okay. But the reason they said the guy won is because they said he seasoned very well. But the gripe is when the reason she lost was they said they couldn't taste her basket ingredients. And if someone is they say seasoning or over seasoning things, that's not a basket ingredient. That's from the pantry. So the same reason she lost is the same reason he won.
Yeah. And how can it, well, I mean, because it's TV and of course they'll just make it work. You know what I'm saying, how can it be both, man? Is it Uchi Wally or one mic? You know what I'm saying? And in this case, it's like,
and I just remember like, man, I can't never fully fuck with Chopped. Like it is very great mindless TV just to throw on something and, you know, move on with your day. Where she was like a very, I was struggling to find something to watch this week, like just mindless TV, and I finished something. Oh yeah, I finished the Detroiters on Paramount, so I didn't have anything else to watch. But man, Chop get me mad every time.
He watch this shit to start throwing things.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. Don't fuck up your own shit. Just you can be mad all you want. Don't fuck up your own shit. I've busted, and it sucks because one time I was on Zoom while it happened, but I've busted like all my stress balls. Like it's this one, it's filled with this Dubious cream. Man, that fucking sucked. So I'm sitting on Zoom squeezing it, and this shit just bust all over me. It sucked bad. And like I gotta just sit there and like I just can't start like cleaning up like crazy because I mean it was a very squishy ball and I'm on Zoom and I was just like what, because at first I wasn't paying attention, I was just squeezing, then I felt like it started to soak into my shirt on my shoulder, and I was just like, oh my, this is not great.
Oh my.
Oh my. It's Peter North on your shoulder.
Yes. Oh man, 3 Peter Norths. And the TT boy.
Oh my gosh. You need another fidgety type device. So I'm not saying a fidget spinner per se, but you need something to just, if you clearly think you say you need something to
I probably just need like a higher quality stress ball. Like the ones I got were like from Marks, and they were just like I said, whatever kind of Dubious cream. I remember like a long time ago, the ones we used to get at work were full of chia seeds back in the day. Because it busted, and I put them in my mom's plant. She was like, "What the fuck is all these sprouts?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was gonna do that." And then, and other ones used to have honey in them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, cool, but remember Stretch Arms used to be full of jelly? No, he was full of corn syrup, wasn't he?
So yeah,
you didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what I meant. Not honey, corn syrup.
Yeah. So I just happen to recall Stretch Arm back in the day had that in it when I was a youngin.
Turns out Stretch Armstrong ain't kosher.
Is honey not kosher? I'm sorry, I'm not aware.
No, corn syrup.
Corn syrup. Oh, word life. And only during Passover. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the time, you good. And only if you're an Ashkenazi Jew. Most Jews, I guess, don't give a damn. But, come up. So there you go. I'm aware, and that's what we're doing out here. So,
well, according to Dr. Lewis Gates, I think that is most people's background.
Ashkenazi Jews?
Yes.
Really? I guess in my mind I was thinking that must just be the your European Jews and not your Israeli Jews, but I guess that would hold sway.
Yeah, they were. I was watching an episode, and Mark Maron and Lewis Black are distant cousins from what their DNA test said.
Nice, of course. that makes perfect. Them two, yeah, I would think so. Damn near brothers. The way they behave in their comedy stylings.
Very similar comedy stylings. They kind of look the same. One's a little bit heavier than other, but yeah, they basically could be bros.
I've been coming across this video. Did y'all send it to me? I don't know. It was Dave Chappelle and D.L. Hughley hosting, I guess, a Def Jam situation. What's up with that? Where is that at?
That seemed to be a while ago. Because that was Skinny Head Dave Chappelle.
I don't know, man. That seems so much more recent, but Def Comedy Jam. Let me put the Def Comedy in there. Def Comedy Jam. Yeah, 2023 reunion. So yeah. I want to know where's that Def Jam BT Comic Legends. Well, whatever. You listeners, if you found out about it, you hip to it, you let a bro know. I want to know where I can watch that at, because like I said, I just saw the little Def Jam 25 special. Okay, here we go. Def Comedy Jam 25 TV special 2017. So maybe.
You said it was 2017?
Yeah, I know they was clowning Joe. It's like, Joe, you can't say nothing about some pussy. It sounded like it was pretty hilarious, whatever that bit was, man. So I would like to watch this special if it is available to.
I'm sure YouTube would provide, but I know that was like skinnier head, less deep voice, Dave Chappelle.
Apparently, it is on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Let me click it and see if it'll actually take to. Sometimes shit will say it's on Netflix. It'll be on Netflix.es, and I ain't going to Spain. Yeah, it's there. You can kind of hear it in the background. So let me try to turn that off so it's not playing. Cool, excellent. I know what I will throw on at some point here. It just looks very funny. So
yeah, I miss watching Comic View at night. Like Comic View, even when it was just like the clips and shit was with D.L. Hughley was pretty great.
They break his mom's furniture watching Comic View. Nasir Jones. Well, besides that, vacation pretty good. Kids okay.
The kids,
lady okay. So forth and so on.
Everybody seems to be doing okay.
Excellent.
Yet again, I know we've been talking about this for a few months, but Easter is this weekend. Gonna finally get everybody their shit together. Like I said, I try not to do too much candy. But I'll finish up the Easter baskets in the next couple days. Then I gotta make a Easter dinner. I got my Easter menu out. Just turkey, macaroni and cheese, green beans, and yam. Gonna try to keep it simple.
Right on. I don't do nothing with Easter. The kids go to their grandma's. But like I said, if Lee is still sick, then it's just I told Xander he got to go on a solo creep. And that just is what it is. Yeah, so, but nah, man. I might if depending on if everything is situated right. Maybe I go try to slide out and go see the Super Mario movie on Easter.
Yeah, I the first year I was out alone and not living at the house I grew up in. I didn't realize how big a deal Easter was like around. And I remember I'm like, man, like my mom was doing something, and I was like, well, you know what? I'll just go out and get something to eat on Easter. I don't gotta stay in the house. Man, nothing was fucking open. Like it was just like
even Target closed on Easter.
Yeah,
it's one of them days. It's one of them like so sincere kind of situations. But like I said, it's literally the basis of an entire faith. So. It's a big deal day amongst those who participate. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Christmas is a banger, but Christmas basically exists because they was like, man, y'all need to quit celebrating Saturnalia. What if I give you a day? We'll just say it's Jesus' birthday. We cool? And they was like, all right, we'll eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize like growing up was like what you did was you went to church on Easter, got fresh.
Yeah.
Then you you open up your Easter basket. You eat a bunch of jelly beans. You put on your Easter suit. Fill up said pockets with jelly beans for church. Then you go to church. You come home and eat. You might do an Easter hunt, but definitely you eat all the black jelly beans because you don't eat all the good ones. And then you play with bubbles all day. With one of those things, you go zoo zoo zoo, and like a fake He-Man fly in the air and come down. Easter was always a banger. I didn't like realize like everybody celebrates it different. It was like a big deal. I just thought it was like you got an Easter basket. You played with your cousins a little bit. Everybody came over, had ham and potato salad, and then you go home.
I understand it now, but first I didn't understand for a very long time. I'm like, why is y'all eating ham on Easter? Y'all is celebrating the Jewish carpenter. He would have never been cool with ham. But it's not really that because Easter is, of course, based on another spring holiday, which I believe was spelled similar to Oestra, which was when the ham basically the pig it was that time. It was time to, It was time to slaughter the hog. So of course it's hog slaughtering time. So of course you'd eat ham around this holiday. That they pointed at to say was the this Christian event that they took another holiday. 'Cause that's all it was. I'm saying every holiday, not every holiday, but most of the high holy days of the Christian church was pagan celebrations that they was like, we trying to get y'all out of paganism, but we want y'all to bang with us. So how about we let y'all have y'all holidays? We're gonna call them something different and then let them be celebrated for something different. So like I said, Christmas was Saturnalia or the winter solstice. Spring is the same thing for Easter, Oestra, and so forth. So it's like all these damn, like, once you start digging into it, it's like, this stuff, the vilest, phoniest, fakest nonsense. And I realize some of y'all built y'all faith on it, but I'm just saying, it comes with some baggage that nobody ever talked about or don't talk about enough, in my opinion, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like with everything, like especially like how I grew up. Like, we celebrated being together more than we celebrated pretty much anything else. It was just like, being with your grandmother and going to church, or being with your mom and you did the Easter egg hunt, or you colored eggs together. Like, I don't have any religious attachment to pretty much any holidays. Or, for the 4th of July, I don't have any American ties to the 4th of July. My shit was burnt hot dogs and jumping jacks. It wasn't really about about America being free. So yeah, pretty much every holiday is family based to me. Like, doing something with your family. Like on Halloween, it's all about, hey, we're gonna cut the pumpkins together. On Christmas, it's just about as much about Transformers being on the tree as Blanta, and we call Santa in our house Blanta because of course he black. I think I'll have to send y'all a picture. We got Mrs. Claus and Blanta. You're about this big. You sit on the TV stand. But yeah, we don't have and I don't know how I feel about we're not raising our kids in a religious manner at all. I do I say Jesus a lot, and kind of to the point, not disrespectfully, but to the point where it's like, I'm like, don't you take his name in vain. And I'll say I'll say statements like that, knowing us it's not like I don't believe. I don't know what I believe. I guess I'm kind of agnostic at this point. I bet on I bet on black and red.
I mean, I think I feel like that's I don't want to call it the safe bet. I mean, the reality of it is I don't know. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. And I'm not knocking you if you have a faith, and I'm not knocking you if you don't have a faith. Just cool. I don't know. I can't do shit with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not beefing with you about it. So
all we know is those lambs with the coconut are tasty, and we just want to continue forward.
And I'm hoping I can snag one Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they ain't sold out. Bring back Pluto. That's all I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. Box Boy, we pass it on to you, man. What you want to share with the listeners this week?
I realized after our last recording session that I never actually told anyone that the listeners, I should say, that my results came back and I don't have cancer. So I guess that would be a good place to start.
That's a solid venture, yes.
Yeah, because I definitely had the results by the last time we recorded, and I just completely slipped my mind to mention it. So that was not an intentional cliffhanger for those that are listening week to week. My bad. But yeah, I am cancer negative. I have to go to a doctor to get looked at check my hormone levels and stuff. But there was no cancer cells found in my biopsy test. So, yay. currently, as we record this, though, I have a cracked tooth, so I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm pulling through right now. I went from not doing much health wise to like now I'm doing everything. Like I'm fixing my teeth, trying to fix my blood pressure, trying to fix my hormones. Like I just went to the dentist today. Then I have another current dentist appointment 12 days from now. I have a doctor's appointment 18 days from now. Then I have another doctor's appointment 5 weeks from now. So, I'm doing what I can. My dad had a heart attack last Thursday.
Did they officially call that?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. So, for those that don't know, my dad, about 5 years ago, had what is termed in slang in the medical industry, the widowmaker heart attack, because the survival rate for that particular style of heart attack is extremely low. And technically, my father was dead twice. They brought him back multiple times, and on the third go-around, they told my mom that that was it. There was no more coming backsies. That like if they brought him back and he flatlined again, that was it. There was nothing to bring back at that point. So my dad, they brought him back and he survived. But they basically had to strap an apparatus to his heart, which is like a defibrillator / pacemaker.
Yeah.
So on the day that we usually record, we didn't record last week because we recorded early because of Anthony's vacation. So I had a work meeting downtown. So it was the first time in over 3 years I had seen anybody from work.
Oh,
so that was interesting. Then I went to my city's city hall after that meeting because they let us go early. Basically, I didn't have to go back to work is what it was. So I was done for the day at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So I decided to use that opportunity to be an adult and go to the city hall to turn in my city tax paperwork. And I was in the building for like 3 minutes because usually when I do that, they do all the paperwork there and tell you what you owe or don't owe or whatever. But when I went in this time, they said they were only doing drop-offs. So they took the paperwork, like my W-2 and the tax forms and stuff, and they said that they would fill it out and they would mail me a bill. So I went in the building, dropped all that off, and came out. I was in there for 3 minutes max. In that time that I parked, went inside, and came out, my stepmom called me and left a voicemail. When I get a voicemail, I automatically assume something bad happened because usually if it's something non-pressing, it's a text message. So phone call and voicemail means something happened. So I get in the car and it takes a minute to get into the voicemail because it has to dial, then you have to type the password, and then it's got the usual bullshit prompts of like, you have 2 saved messages and 1 new message. 1 new message today at 3:24 p.m.
I don't even know this life. My phone.
That's Android life.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so.
It takes like a minute. It takes like a minute to actually get to the fucking voicemails. So before she's like, I get to the voicemail and it's like 2 seconds into the actual message when a text message from her pops up that's like, hey, your dad's pacemaker went off at the farmhouse. Would you be able to drive me out there so that I could drive them in the car back? So my dad was out there with my brother, but my brother doesn't drive. And, my dad at this point had an apparent heart attack, so he shouldn't be driving. So I call my stepmom and I'm like, hey, turns out I'm actually off work already. They let us go early today. I had a meeting and I'm done. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, I get off work at 4:30. If you could, come to the house at like 5:15, pick me up, I appreciate it. And I was like, that's fine. So I go home and, drop my stuff off and change into some like normal clothes for me, which is like basketball shorts and the regular t-shirt because I had on like jeans and stuff to go to the work meeting. And in that time, she like texted me that they like let her go from work like 20 minutes early. So she asked me to come pick her up at like 5. So that's fine. So I go get her and I drive her out to the farmhouse, which is like an hour away. And we get there, and my dad is like being stubborn. Like, dude had like a probable at this point heart attack, and he's still trying to do like gardening. And like my stepmom's freaking out, and she's yelling at him to stop. And he's just not taking it seriously. He's like more worried about weeds in this garden potentially growing than like the fact that he probably just had a heart attack a couple hours prior. And so like I said, I was in like gym shoes, like Alpha Boosts from Adidas, which are like very airy. And, you know, like that's what I wear to the gym. Like these particular shoes were the shoes I wear to the gym.
Yeah.
And because I didn't expect to have to be doing farm work. I thought I was just playing Uber for the evening. But it turns out I ended up having to do a little bit of farm work. So, like, me and my stepmom, we loaded up, like, they save, like, the plastic tubs from kitty litter. And so that they could use them to, like, my dad, I guess, used them to water the garden and stuff. It was, I guess, better than buying a long hose or something in his eyes. But so we ended up filling up all these jugs, and then we go to the garden, which means I had to drag the jugs on a wheelbarrow through a muddy field. And then we had to go pull weeds out of flower beds, cover the flower beds with tarps, and then take the jugs and place them on the tarps so the wind doesn't remove the tarps from the flower beds.
Yeah.
I had to do this, twice. Well, for 2 tarps, so I had to drag the water across. At least I think I did it twice. And so yeah, my shoes got really muddy and my feet got wet. And but I got to see the farmhouse finally. I hadn't been out there before, so it's very peaceful.
See, all I've ever known of was the camper.
The camper was when I was a kid. They got rid of that thing years ago. As far
I
as
didn't realize that. You spoke with such whatever that I always thought, they must go out to the camper still. But no, they go out to the farmhouse.
Yeah, they have an actual second property where my dad does farming, and it's kind of like in The Last of Us. It's kind of like Nick Offerman's setup, where like you got all the food, and I imagine there's some guns out there, and he was showing me like his mason jar collection with all his rice and his beans and stuff. And
does he make the rice? And does he grow rice?
I know he's growing peppers. I think he's growing tomatoes. They're talking about growing potatoes this year, but it sounds like they're maybe doing that here at their other house. Back like where I grew up. So I don't think they're doing any farm gardening this year. I didn't ask, so I don't particularly know why. But yeah, so I drove my dad back in my car, and my mom drove my brother back in my dad's car. Mostly just because, like, my brother needed, some mom time because he was kind of freaked out about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And my dad, like, was being kind of stubborn about it all. And I wanted to separate the two of them for a bit so that, like, basically my dad can at times, I've talked about it, he gets on tangents about the economy and all that. And a heart attack did not stop this man on this evening. He wanted to talk about the world economy and, all that stuff. So I decided to take on that burden. And so I drove him back and dropped him off at his house. And he's like, "Oh, you coming in?" And at this point, it was like after 9:00 at night, and I hadn't had dinner. And now my feet were soaked with mud and water. And I was tired from doing farm work that I didn't think I was going to be doing. So I was like, nah, son, I'm going home. And so I dropped him off, and then I called my stepmom, and I was just like, "Hey, I dropped Dad off at the house." She goes, "Oh, you're not staying?" I'm like, "Well, I'm tired. I'm going home." And she goes, "Okay, well, I just pulled in the driveway anyway." Like, I was still on the street. I had barely gotten maybe 30 seconds away. So it wasn't like I dropped my dad off all alone after he just had a heart attack and left him for dead or something. Like, they were literally right behind me. So, yeah, I went home, and then the next morning, because he had that doctor's appointment, like once the pacemaker thing triggered and sent a signal, like, they had to go to the doctor the next morning. So they took blood to do blood work, and I guess they were looking at like his EKG or whatever. And the way my stepmom described it to me was like a normal heart rate or not heartbeat, like it shows like the lines go up and down.
Yeah.
She said that my dad's looked like the heart monitor was trying to write in cursive. Like his heart was like so out of rhythm that like the pacemaker wasn't able to fix it, and that's why the defibrillator shocked his heart back into rhythm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not allowed to drive for 3 months, and he seemed okay today. Like, he's tired, but like, he's moving around, and we had dinner tonight together, all of us at like a little bar, and my stepmom was dropping him off back at the farm tonight so that he could go take care of the cat they have out there and whatnot, and he's going to come home tomorrow, I guess. Like, she'll go pick him up. She's off work for Good Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully everything goes okay while he's out there by himself tonight, but yeah, he's not allowed to drive for 3 months, and hopefully by the time the 3 month period's up, he's strong enough to, continue on. But yeah, and then for me, I have a cracked tooth, like I said, so I'm dealing with that, and but hey, we continue on. I swallow the depression and the anger down, and
that's not what anybody wants you to do with that.
Well, right now I'm swallowing down some pain in my cheek, so I'm doing what I can with what I got. This is the thing that like kills me about like the medical field. Like, this is multiple times now where I've needed help with like a tooth problem, and like I call places and they're like, we can't really do anything for you right now. Maybe you just try back in like a week. And I'm like, isn't there like some sort of emergency room for teeth? Why the fuck does this got to be so hard? Like, I went to a dentist today because I started having tooth pain in a tooth a couple days ago, which was one of the ones that was like worked on 2 months ago. And when I had that done, they told me like if it had a problem to come back, whatever. And I ain't going back to that place. I didn't like that place at all. So I went to a different dentist today, and they did some other stuff. And then it was like it was a similar experience I had when I went for the ear infection, and it turned into like my blood pressure, which obviously is very important, but it wasn't the reason I went to the doctor that day.
Yeah.
Same thing today. I went in because my fucking tooth was hurting. It was throbbing, and it was causing pain in my cheek up to my ear. And it ends up being like all about like tartar control and like my gums needing cleaning and all this other shit with the hygienist. And then like when she's like it almost seemed like she was doing like discharge talk with me. And I'm like, what about the reason I came here today? Like I came here for an oil change.
Yeah, I came for an oil change, and you replaced my brakes, and that's great because they need to be replaced. But
yeah,
oil change.
I'm like, yeah, you chipping off the tartar on the back of my teeth, great, cool. Me needing to come back for a deep cleaning later, I got you. Like, we'll make that appointment. But what about the fucking pain in my mouth that I called you for 3 days ago, and I waited to come here for? And she goes, well, what's hurting? I didn't see anything in there. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So then, like, the actual dentist comes in finally, and he's like, she's telling him everything that she found with me. And then I'm just like, hey, yo, what about this pain? And he goes, well, what's hurting? I'm like, this tooth over here. So then he, like, goes through and he does this little, like, cold test where he, like, takes, like, a metal stick and he sprays it with some shit that stunk. And he's, like, putting it on my teeth, checking for sensitivity spots, which didn't really trigger much of anything. And then he, like, had me bite down on some stick in different spots. And then he finally hit one where I was like, ow, that hurt. Because obviously, it hurts to chew with that particular tooth. And then he looks at it, he goes, oh, yeah, it looks like your tooth's cracked. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking lovely. And he goes, well, I'm thinking, okay, cool, he found the problem. We can do this. And then he's just like, well, you're going to have to go to a specialist for that. They're going to have to probably perform a root canal and cap it with a crown. And I'm just like thinking, aren't you the fucking dentist? Shouldn't you be doing that? Like, isn't that why I'm here? Like, so you're telling me I have to get a referral to go to another dentist? Like, what the fuck do you do then? So then, like, they write me up this referral to this other dentist office, which is actually across from the gym I go to in Crocker.
That's good.
Yeah. And so, like, I go to so after the dentist visit was done, I went to my dad's because, like, I had the day off. I took the day off for this. And, now I had an afternoon to kill. So I was like, well, let me go see my dad and my brother. So I go over to my dad's and I go in and like I call the other dental office because I'm like I want to fucking get this in as quick as I can. I'm like I'm in pain. I want this rectified. Like if my tooth's cracked, there's nothing saying that the shit won't break it. Like if I end up chewing on it the next, however many days or whatever, like the shit hurts when I bite on it. So right now I'm trying to eat all my food with the left side of my mouth pretty exclusively because it hurts to chew with the right side.
Yeah.
And so I call and I'm just like, hey, I got referred. And they're like, by who? And I tell them, they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, did they leave any instructions on the referral? So I tell them, I'm like, yeah, they want you to check out this tooth and this is why. And they go, okay, well, we can get you in on the 18th at 8:45 a.m. I'm looking at them like, today's the 6th. I have to wait fucking 12 days for this? What the fuck? I'm just like, where's the urgency here?
Correct. Which is why I'm saying right now, man, who are these people? Let the world know to not fuck with them.
I wish I could tell you. Wait, the people I went to or the people they want me to go to?
I mean, both of you know, but yeah, start with what you have.
Well, the people I went to today, outside of referring me to have to go to these other people, they actually did a pretty solid job, like, compared to what I experienced 2 months ago. Like, they were like, they didn't offer to clean your teeth at the other dental office? I'm like, no, they just filled some cavities and sent me on my way.
I cannot believe you went to that dental office. That one down in the yard.
I was in pain. I didn't fucking know. I was just... it was the only place that could take me that day. I was in agony, and I thought it would help. I didn't know any better, and so I paid the price, It is what it is. Like, I can't undo it now. But, like, today compared to that, much better experience. But, I don't remember the name of the new place. It's on a card upstairs. Like, I called them. I made an appointment.
Is it a I know this turn of phrase is going to sound weird, but is it a chain or is this a local dentist?
I don't know. I literally just called the place that the dentist told me to call. Like, I didn't, like, look them up on Google review or whatever. I had a referral with the information that I needed looked at for, and I called the doctor their dentist they told me to call.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. They'd be like, it's Aspen Dental. And I'm like, well, those motherfuckers is all across the country. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, I go see a dentist. Well, I used to, and now
it wasn't like someone's name DDS. It was like an actual corporation and on the card there was like a list of like 9 different dentists at the top or something.
And that is where I feel like sometimes that's where the issue lies for that particular type of treatment. Like, I can't go to damn lens crafters for my glasses. Probably could, but I go see a guy, and that guy has connects and so forth and so on for my eye situation. Boom, I go see my man's. My dentist is like I said, I got new dentist this year because I got new dental insurance this year, so I have not met my new dentist. But I know it is a particular guy that my dentist says go holler at this dude, and not like X corporation and stuff like that there, because I feel like sometimes they treat it like a goddamn McDonald's. It's like, bro, I need you to treat me like with some sensitivity, and that you are going to be here for the foreseeable future. This is your office that you work out of, and so forth and so on. And so it's like, I don't like this the commodification, McDonaldization of our medical treatments. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that shit's whack, and it doesn't work. I don't feel like medication, dental or otherwise, works at scale like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can go buy your glasses from lens crafters, but it's like
North Coast Endodontic Specialist. That's the name of the place.
Yeah. So, and I mean, North Coast means it's probably local. You know what I'm saying? At least
they have on Google. They have 4.8 out of 5 stars with 25 reviews.
Yeah, but like I said, and how many locations? Is it just the one, or are there multiple?
I'm pulling up their website.
Yeah.
Lyndhurst, Strongsville, Fairlawn, Westlake.
Yeah. So see, it's like these little I don't like people running shit like chains. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's a corporatization mentality for like my mouth. And like,
but it's a local corporation.
I mean, sort of, but still, corporation nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hear you. Just that's some shit I don't think that that works. Look, like man, that.
I went to the family dentist today, thinking that they were going to do dentistry, And they sent me to the corporate dentist. I don't know what more you want from me.
I want nothing from you. Don't take it on your shoulders that I'm asking this of you. I'm more saying that society is fucking us.
Like, look at it this way. Old me would have just not done anything. I would have just tried to wait it out to see if it fixed itself. New me called a dentist within 24 hours.
Growth is a person, sir. 2023. We change and we grow and we becoming better. I'm hoping that they can fit you in sooner.
They did say that they put my name on the list. If they have any cancellations, they'll call me to come in sooner.
Good. I set up Xander with he's old enough now that he can't go see the pediatrician anymore. So I went in and called and he needs to go to the doctor now. He has an ingrown toenail. I know that seems like whatever, but it's like it's ingrown and it looks. It's painful and it looks swollen enough that I'm like, this probably has to be addressed. So I called the doctor. I called my doctor's office. I'm like, hey, I got to set my kid up. And they're like, we ain't taking no patients till August. And I'm like, God damn. I go, and no new patients till August. And she's like, but for that, I would say anyway, just go to urgent care, or they have a particular name for the Cleveland Clinic. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That we will do just that for that. But let me get him an appointment anyway. And they set him up for an appointment to see what will become his, if he's so inclined and happy with it, will be his primary caregiver starting in July is when the appointment actually got made for. So getting him on the road to adulthood continues unabated, and there's that. But yeah, man, I stay on. I'm glad you got to the dentist. I wish they would have did better. I mean, they did way better compared to that first dentist. So it's like that's already a step. But I wish they would have been able to help you today with your issue today. Because fuck waiting a dozen days with a goddamn busted ass mouth. You're gonna slip up, you're gonna chew something over there, it's gonna shake your whole head because it's gonna hurt so bad. That's gonna spike your heart rate. And it's like there's work here being done elsewhere. I don't need this fucking it all up.
Well, the problem with it, too, is, like, when I'm mobile, it throbs.
Yeah, it's just
pounding. So it's like, now if I go to the gym and I get on the treadmill for an hour, I'm going to be doing, cardio, and then I'm going to be in fucking pain in my mouth.
And also, if it's pounding, it's possible that it's an infection. And if it's an infection, you're going to get there in 12 days, and they're going to be like, oh, we got to clear the infection up before we can do anything. So now you just take fucking, antibiotics. And it's just like, fuck off. I need this shit done. It's like, it just, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't know, man. That's why I think what we discussed earlier is a solid kind of plan. Because then at least, okay, you got somebody in there who could look at it and be like, I think that might be infected, so let me give you some antibiotics right now. Or we can fix that bitch right now, and so forth and so on. But it is what it is, man. I know these are already some big ass steps you are taking in general. So I'm not trying to force you to take extras. And there's a lot of walking being done.
And when you're on the path you are, when you're you're trying to do everything else, it seems extremely daunting. It's like, God damn it, I'm doing good. Why is this happening?
Dude, honestly, like, I was in such a good mood last week. It was the best I had felt in months. Like, I was making progress. I've been losing weight. I've been hanging out with people, doing stuff. I've been leaving the house. Like, like, I felt like I was turning a corner where things were on, like, the upswing. And then all of a sudden now I'm just fucking in, like, my cheek hurts. And now I have to live with this shit for, like, 2 weeks if I don't do the other plan, which, like, knowing me, I won't. I'm too stubborn and I'm too fearful, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, it fucking killed my mood. Like, I've been, and I was doing good, and it fucking hurts trying to work out when your fucking tooth hurts. You don't
want to do anything.
Like, I worked out Monday at the gym, like I did weightlifting, and I went in the sauna, but like the sauna fucking wrecked me that night. Like, I don't know if it was hotter in there, or it was like because of the tooth thing, but like.
Yes,
I did 13 minutes in the sauna, and like I didn't feel good.
What this sounds like is like what T just said. There's an infection there, and when your heat goes up, blood pressure goes up, it makes it even worse. And like T just said, what they'll probably try to fuck you in. I don't want to say that. What might happen is like you legit might have to go to the emergency room before the 12 days is up, because infection just doesn't go away. It gets worse. And if it's throbbing, it's probably an infection.
Well, it was throbbing 2 days ago. Right now, it's just like if I bite it in the wrong spot on accident, I get like a little shock. But like my cheek is just sore from the last couple of days of being in pain. So it's like the muscle here is tender. But today feels the best it has since like Tuesday.
And they didn't give you like amoxicillin and like tell you to take Advil or give you anything at all?
They didn't give me nothing. They didn't do anything to it. They didn't give me nothing for it. They just told me to call those other people and they'll handle it.
That is like, it's like.
But the thing is, with me being on blood pressure medication, I don't even know which pain medicines I can take because I didn't have this conversation with my doctor when he prescribed them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to call my primary tomorrow and be like, hey, yo, I got a fucking cracked tooth. Can I take ibuprofen or will it kill me?
While you're on the horn with them, be like, also, I'm concerned it might be an infection. My dentist is on some fuckery because I'm new to them. Is there something maybe you could prescribe? Just ask. All you can do is fucking ask, and all he can be like, nah, man, I ain't doing that shit. Or he's going to be like, I got you. Take some fucking amoxicillin for a couple of days and chill the fuck out. You're going to shit weird.
I have some of that in the cupboard already from the ear infection 2 months ago. I didn't finish out that script. I have a couple pills left.
And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like
G's looking like he's got his hand in his face right now. Like, this motherfucker didn't finish a prescription. Like, dude, I was sick. I took like fucking.
I know, Dan, and I didn't fucking say anything. I just chuckled to myself.
Yeah, because your face said the words that your mouth didn't.
But you can't blame my face for that shit.
Was I wrong?
I'm frustrated. I am frustrated that you are going through this shit. I know you are frustrated that you are going through this shit.
Goddamn right.
I just want you taken care of. It is all I want, man. I want you taken care of. I want you happy. I want you healthy. And I want you on the mend. And I want that as quickly as fucking possible. And apparently that's a dozen goddamn days from now. So fine. 12 days from now.
Trust me, I ain't fucking thrilled about it. When they said 18th, I was like, 18th? Like, do you mean the 8th?
Who else can I call? That's me. But again, I am now. I'm 47 years old. I'm damn near 48 years old. It is where I'm at in my life. I'm like, no, that simply won't do. It simply won't. And it's just where I'm at. And that's because I done had to fight for me. I done had to fight for the kids. It just is what it is. I don't take nobody's fucking guff when that come to shit like that. They're like, bruh, do you really think I'm about to sit around here with a fucked up ass tooth for a dozen more goddamn days, which is basically 15 days from when it started hurting? Kiss my ass, find me somebody else, or I'm going to go find me somebody else. And it just is what it is. And they'll bill me and I'll pay them off over time because I'm not doing this shit. I'm just not, man. And I don't want you doing this shit. Crumble, Gus, bark, bark, bark.
But while we're on the topic of doctors, though, so I know you guys know this already, but I had made my endocrinology appointment for the end of June. It was June 26th to be precise, because that was the earliest that my fucking providers had available for me. I got the referral from my doctor after my biopsy, and I went through the list, and there was a lot of people not seeing new people, and then the ones that weren't seeing anybody till June. So I made that appointment about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And then a couple days ago, I get a letter in the mail. And I'm thinking, oh, it's a bill from something. Because that's what all these letters seem to be lately, is just bills. Like, the fucking first office I went to where they told me I had a heart attack sent me another bill today for $175 when I've already paid them $175. So I ain't sending nothing else. You ain't getting any more from me if you're trying to double charge me or if it's an old bill or whatever. Kiss my ass. Go to collections. I don't give a fuck. I already got a home with a mortgage. You ain't got nothing from it. I ain't got nothing you can take. So suck a dick. You ain't getting nothing else out of me. But so I opened up this letter thinking, oh, here we go. It's another bill or, whatever. And I open it up and it's like from the doctor I made the appointment with, and they're like, "Oh, hey, BT Dubs, we canceled your appointment that you made for June 26th, and we just took it upon ourselves to move it to May 17th at this location at this time without your knowledge. If that's cool, just come see us. If not, give us a call." I'm thinking, why the fuck didn't you just call me to begin with? Why did you waste time and paper and mail me this shit? You could have just called me and I would have been like, okay, I'll make it work. But you had to snail mail me a cancellation letter with a new appointment. What the fuck?
Again, it's this is the health system in this country. Just fucking people over left and right, just cuz.
I literally feel like I ask for help and then they just hear what they want to hear and then do what they want to do. When I first went to that doctor that day for the ear infection, I fully admit, blood pressure was out of control, needed help with that, on board with that ideology. But then instead of wanting to put me on blood pressure medication, she wanted to put me on type 2 diabetes weight loss injections. And I'm just like, I understand I need to lose weight. But isn't the more pressing matter right now the fact that my blood pressure is through the roof? Should we focus on that first? And so, I literally asked her, I'm like, well, can't I just do both? And she goes, nah, that's maybe too much for your system. You're young, just lose the weight. And I'm thinking, I'm 37. I'm young, but I ain't that fucking young anymore. And people die from this shit all the time, regardless of age. A fucking healthy soccer player dropped dead on the pitch 6 weeks ago. He was 27. Me being 37, that doesn't mean that I'm invincible. If anything, I'm more likely to fucking... My dad had a heart attack at 49. Why can't I go on blood pressure medication instead of jabbing this shot into my stomach every week and taking these pills to make me not want to eat food? I can do that on my own. I don't need medication for that. In fact, I've been doing it. I'm down fucking, you know what, fuck it. I've committed to telling everybody the truth in my life, and that includes this show. I don't give a fuck. Let people who listen to this judge me. When I went to that doctor that day, now keep in mind, they weighed me with my phone, wallet, keys, shoes, and hoodie all on. That scale said I weighed 489 pounds that morning. I don't know how accurate that is. Like I said, I was carrying all that shit. I realized, I'm like, if I really want to know, maybe when I weigh myself this weekend, I should just put my shoes on, my hoodie, and grab all that shit and put it on to simulate, because I know what I weigh now at home now that I'm weighing myself again, so I can figure out kind of what I weighed that day. But we'll just call it 489 because that's what it was that morning. I weighed myself this past Saturday. Now keep in mind, that was February 7th, that morning that I weighed in at the doctor that day. I just weighed myself this past Saturday, which I believe was April 1st.
It was April Fool's Day.
April yes. 1st, yeah. At that morning, I weighed 441.8 pounds. So if we go by that, which can't really be accurate in the slightest, but because I didn't weigh myself at home with all that shit on, but if you go by those two numbers, I have dropped, what is that, almost 50 pounds in 2 months?
Yeah.
Which, like I said, can't really be accurate. I go by the day I weighed myself the day after my primary doctor's appointment, because I dug my old scale out, cleaned it up, and I weighed 461 pounds on February 21st. So from February 21st to April 1st, I went from 461 to 441.8. So I lost almost 20 pounds in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm capable of doing this without the use of injections and pills and shit that make me not want to eat food. I'm capable of not eating food myself. I needed someone to help guide me into that mode again. I needed motivation. I needed to be afraid. Thinking you're about to have a heart attack or a stroke, pretty powerful motivator. So the blood pressure medication, I think, was the better option. If I'd gone with the person at the clinic, I may be dead right now. Who knows? Maybe the fucking starve yourself injections wouldn't have been timely enough to stop my blood pressure from shooting through the roof and giving me a stroke.
All facts. So, I mean, but then it kind of makes her right. She's like, "Oh, you're young. You can lose the weight." Son of a bitch! You proved me right. You proved it right. You are young and losing the weight.
I know, but she didn't want to put me on blood pressure medication. She wanted me to just take medicine to force myself to lose weight. Like she wanted to kill my appetite with pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, for sure. That medicine has been is making the rounds in Hollywood. Lots of people are taking it, and they have a real. There's a known side effect of this medicine. Makes a real gaunt looking face and features. You can really tell who out here shooting up. And I just saw somebody who I fucked with. I was like, yo, you definitely getting them shots because you have lost a lot of weight in real short order. And I'm looking at your face now, and your face is wild, got that wild gaunt look to get to it. And then somebody I do know, like no, and is they do TikToks about their journey with this medicine. I was like, yeah, sure thing. You've lost some weight, but your face is looking real haggard and fucked up. And I'm like, so it's weird. It's a weird, not weird. It's a known side effect of that particular drug. And so I find that to be, people just be like, I just want to be skinny. And I'm like, I guess, bro. Like, I get it, but it's about right. Trust nothing, won't get vaccinated, but sure thing, I'll fucking take this
right
out of here. Worry not, that's getting edited out, but that's upsetting.
Gotta research what you put in your body, right?
Anyway, I said, you know what it is. It doesn't have to be said, but it will be said. We just simply want the best for you, just like you want the best for us. And I hate that. I love that after all these years of paying for it, you're like, let me take advantage of my insurance. Let's get some shit taken care of, and you own it. But then you go to try and get shit handled, and they fucking want to throw up roadblocks at every fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. I'm trying to be better, trying to get right. Let me get right without having to do all this nonsense.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I never would have imagined that calling a dentist to look at your teeth would refer you to a different dentist. I was just blown away by that. When they told me that, I'm like thinking, I didn't get mad. I didn't pop off because I'm like, I don't know. Maybe this is how the industry works, and I'm just ignorant to it. But when he said that, I was just thinking, what the fuck are you for then? Like, why do I go to them for everything? Why do I got to go to them for this one thing and then come back to you? Why don't I just stay with them? If they can do shit you can't do, why do I come back here?
I don't know what could have happened. I wish I would have been aware and could have suggested you a spot, and hopefully they would have been. Cause that's the thing. I could have suggested you a spot, and they could have been like, "We ain't taking new patients either." So it's like there's no whatever.
Or maybe they would have referred me to somebody else too. Like, you don't know.
Well, I know because I've had good experience with them, so I know, and they seem to be the people who they did the work in my mouth. So that's why I can say. I mean,
outside of not doing my root canal today, they did it pretty solid on everything else too. You know.
Fair, and it's also another usual thing is, and again, the experience I've had the dentist I would recommend to you is when I had a thing that needed root canal on the crown. They were like, for right now, we're going to put this temporary crown on there to keep your tooth safe. Something they offered and did right then and there at that office. You know what I'm saying? They gave me some things to mitigate discomfort. And like I said, I don't like that your dentist didn't do that.
They didn't offer me a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
They didn't shoot me with nothing. They didn't fucking caulk anything. They didn't cap nothing. They're just like, call these other people. Good luck.
Worry not, people. Boxing's going to get better. I'm skipping out this week. I don't really got nothing I want to say, talk about nothing to it, man. My kid is sick and it fucking sucks. And it's just more sucks because I worry about it. Because like I said, they say they feel better. They eating good. So it's not like I whatever, but they fever just refuses to fucking break. And so that stinks. But otherwise they feel fine. They seem healthy and the weather's been fine enough that I've kept the house pretty much aired out this entire time. So because spring is finally run. But that is all you're getting out of tea this week. I am going to walk down to Reddit. We're going to have a good time. The old subreddit of the asshole. But before we get there, I'm going to take you on a little side adventure, a little switch over here, because here is a story that showed up in my Instagram. It's from BuzzFeed Tasty, Which, of course, just leads you to BuzzFeed. And that is a story about an amateur asshole, which is just fun. You know what I'm saying? So you get a story about an amateur asshole and some amateur assholes to go along with it. And let's start with this. Like I said, this is from BuzzFeed. This is Shelby Heinrich, BuzzFeed staff writer, on the byline. This man told his girlfriend he doesn't want to take her to nice restaurants because she eats like a kid. Now she's upset and he wants to know if he's in the wrong. To me, it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there's a dress code and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. It especially bothers me since I typically pay. I end up paying $15 for chicken tenders that I could get from the freezer section of Walmart for $5. If you're not already familiar with the Am of the Asshole subreddit, it's a place where people can ask the peanut gallery, aka the internet, if they are in fact the ones being an a-hole. In certain situations, sometimes it can get very messy. Today's edition has to do with eating habits, particularly picky eating habits. Reddit user a total munch or OP for original poster wants to know if he's wrong for refusing to take his girlfriend out to dinner at nice restaurants because she eats like a kid. Here are the full details according to the OP. My girlfriend is an incredibly picky eater. Like I said in my title, she eats like she's 10 years old. In fact, I'll give a short list of things she refuses to eat. Unflavored water. Fish, excluding fried shrimp. Anything with bones. Cheese other than sharp cheddar. Spinach, onions, garlic. Pasta without red sauce. Eggs, spicy food, aioli, ketchup, potatoes other than french fries. Pastries with fruit, citrus, sausage, or any non-American food. This compares to me, someone who grew up in multiple different regions of the U.S. and lived in abroad for a few years. So I'm a bit more adventurous when it comes to food. When me and my girlfriend go out somewhere nice, she ends up getting the same meals, usually either a burger or chicken tenders and fries. We could be going to an authentic Nepalese restaurant and she will get the french fries and white rice. To me, it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there is a dress code and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. It especially bothers me that since I typically pay, I end up paying $15 for chicken tenders that I could get from the freezer section of Walmart for $5. This brings us to the situation at hand. Recently in our area, a very nice dinner place opened up, and my girlfriend has been dying to go. I took a look at the place and the menu and saw that it looked nice, but the food was kind of pricey. She said she was probably going to get chicken tenders as per usual. I asked her, what's the point of going then if I can toss some tenders in the air fryer for her and not spend this ridiculous amount of money on it? She asked why I had an attitude about this, and I told her that I thought it was a waste of time and money to go to a nice place to get little kid food. She interpreted this as me calling her a little kid. I clarified that I wasn't calling her a child. However, it is kind of childish for her to eat the way she does. I also said that if she's going to order food we can make at home, there's not any point of us going anywhere. This led to an argument about me thinking I'm better than her. Since picky eating is often a pretty divisive topic, there was a lot of chatter in the comments. Some people agree with the OP's point and shared their own thoughts on picky eaters in general. So we're going to read some examples of that. Probably not the popular opinion here, but I think not the asshole. I don't see the point in taking her to an expensive restaurant with a very specific type of cuisine and her getting chicken fries or chicken fingers. Why is she dying to go there anyway? This next person said, I hate people like this. Grown adults who eat like a kid. Sure, a burger or chicken tenders is fine, but most meals develop a palate. I would never date someone like that. Others took issue with the fact that the OP's girlfriend expects him to pay for most of their dinners. Now this is just, get the fuck right out of here. They have a fucking financial thing in place. You don't need to be on that shit. But I'll read their examples. I agree with not the asshole on this. If she's expecting you to cover the bill, like, yeah, atmosphere is a nice added part of the experience of a new restaurant, but the real appeal of trying a new place would be to try new foods. The chicken tenders can't be that different. I don't get it. Why bother when trying new things is the fun part? I'd give her the ultimatum for her to try a new meal if she really wants to go there, and if not, she can cover herself. Again, that's not this relationship. What is up with people? Another example of that is, I'm a supporter of letting people eat whatever they want. However, I'm not paying for it. She may like getting dressed up and going somewhere new. Let her get dressed up and go to a new place and let her pay for her own food. Paying anything above $10 for chicken tenders, fries, and a drink is not something I'd do. But if she wants to, he can get his fun, adventurous meal, and she can pay for her own chicken tenders. And someone actually called OP out for how he handled the situation and came to his girlfriend's defense. Look, I'm mostly on your side until the last 2 paragraphs. The point of going out isn't always to eat food or try new food. On this we disagree. But to spend time together. Throwing around that it's not even worth going out if you only eat chicken tenders is really callous. I can see that. She also sounds picky but flexible. I disagree with that totally. In that she'll find something at the restaurant to eat, even if it's fries or rice. So I think it's a bit crappy you're knocking her for that. When she's necessarily inconveniencing you, I get that you're embarrassed, but this is who you're dating. Either decide it's a deal breaker for you or learn to live with it. Agree. However, I do think she should be paying for meals if she's going to pick a super expensive place. I don't. I feel like y'all know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to money situation. But I guess he did point out that he wasn't trying to pay for her to do whatever. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? Is the OP right for being upset with his girlfriend? Or should he be a little more understanding and accepting of her eating habits? Share your thoughts in the comments. So something I picked up on recently is that some people have, it's not just picky eating. It's like a psychological thing. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond just I'm picky. It's like they can't fuck with shit at all because their mind and body simply won't allow it. And that might be the case with this woman. I don't know it. I don't want to go diagnosing somebody. I don't know, a perfect stranger or whatever. It's also, I don't have the ability to diagnose anybody. I'm not in a field that allows for such. But I get my man's point. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like
a couple of weeks ago, you shared a TikTok with me where a lady and the guy went out on a date. And the first video you sent was the lady. And she was like, oh, fuck this dude. I went on the date with him and he ordered a hamburger and he wouldn't spend $3 extra on cheese. Then she said she paid the bill and she's like, I deleted this number or whatever. Then the second video sent me was the dude was saying, yes, I'm the $3 cheese dude. But the burger was already 18. Was it 18 or 21?
It was $21.
The burger, the shitty burger, he was like, was already $21. I was not about to pay $3 more for one slice of cheese. Well, thank you for the burger. So I get what the guy's saying is like, if you got me going into this restaurant where I could eat the same chicken fingers because they both coming from Cisco. The chicken fingers, I'm going to pay $25 for here. We can literally have it home. Like, if you're going to try something else, I see that. But like, we don't need to get dressed up and go somewhere. If you want to we can go dancing. We don't have to do this.
Yes.
Like, yeah, we can pick another activity if you want to get dressed up. We can go to the art museum or go to something else or go to an exhibit somewhere. Going somewhere to spend extra money on chicken fingers where is kind of ridiculous. Raising Cane's is fine, baby.
Unless you're S. Johnson voiceovers who swears Raising Cane's is trash. And
I mean, Raising Cane's.
I don't fuck that nigga to begin with.
Raising Cane's is what it is. Like, I don't fuck with the sauce. I don't think the sauce is good. I think that, I mean, I'm not a ketchup dude, and it's just like peppery ketchup to me with mayo. It's fancy sauce. But like, the toast is bomb. The half unsweetened tea, half lemonade is bomb. If they make it right, because and the toast is definitely bomb. The fries, if you eat them on the way home, they're good.
Yeah, don't get on to the crib and try to eat because they've been sitting in that styrofoam box sweating.
Yeah, woo, like they popped a molly.
Popped the molly.
But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit callous here about it because like, I don't like really going out to eat too much to begin with because I can make almost anything a restaurant can make. And and it boggles my mind. It's like when I go somewhere, I'm like, God damn it, I could have made that better. There's nothing else gets me madder than that. It was like eating shitty food somewhere. I know I could have paid $10 to make it myself.
Yeah, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I hear it. You know what I'm saying? Hot day and summer's coming soon. And these are things that he'll have to be worried about. People that he will be seeing during hot day and summer who trying to only eat chicken tenders on my man's dime. It's gonna be offensive.
I mean,
but also that's a good way to be like, it's a good way to separate the wheat from the chaff. Like, I'm sorry, what do you eat? Chicken tenders and Frosties. Well, no, baby, that's not what we do here at this house. Have a good time. Have a good one. Thanks for meeting me.
You know
I guess
what?
You know what I'm saying.
After thinking about it, I'm completely changing my vote.
Go ahead.
Like, if you love somebody, you should accept them how they are. If you at a restaurant and you getting fries and she getting fries and you still getting what you want, that's fine. Cause like I fucking love chicken fingers and fries. Yeah, and I get them everywhere. What am I talking about? Why am I?
I literally sat here and I listened to everything you said, and I'm like thinking to myself, I've been many places with you where you've ordered chicken tenders.
And the fact of the matter is, sometimes a chicken finger and fries are the safest thing on the menu. Because if you got a sour belly or something like that, 9 times out of 10 they gonna fry them chicken fingers until they float. So yeah, I'm changing my vote. That guy's an asshole. If you love a person, you should accept them for who they are, and just move on.
Whereas I'm like, I don't know if you love this person.
Obviously, he doesn't.
If you did, it wouldn't be an issue to begin with. So
thanks for calling me out on the carpet lunch, because
that dude is an asshole.
I mean, you called yourself out before I said anything, but I was definitely thinking it.
Oh, man, you got to make it entertaining, baby. Next time, say it.
It's wild out there, but let me give you some more traditional Emma the assholes. Probably gonna use. Let me see. This one is a real spicy one, and so is this. How about this? I'm gonna give you one that is the spicy one that's a full ass thing. I'm gonna read you this other one because it got deleted, so I can't really give you the whole spiel of it. But I think it's fascinating, and I'll just read you the title. Am I the asshole for kicking out my girlfriend over anime figurines? Again, that one got deleted. I have the whole thing here because, of course, they posted down into the body of the thing. Trust me, Vanessa and I. This is one of the ones that showed up on TikTok with Subway Surfer in the background. So me and Vanessa listened to this earlier. She was mad at fucking on this one, and I was like, "Well, if you that mad, then this is definitely one I got to bring to the fellas." But let me tell you. No, this person's not the asshole. I hope they broke up and stayed broke up because, as it turns out, the vast majority of this collection of figurines was something he had inherited from his sister who had passed on.
It's always one of them bugaboos.
She asked him to put them away. You would say, she said, they just take them to a space. Could you put them in the attic? So he caught her boxing his shit up to put in the attic, and he was like, "Okay, it's fine. Let's put some of them in the attic." Then he's on a Discord call with a buddy of his. You know what I'm saying? Is like, "Oh shit, let me show you this. I actually have one of these. Let me go get it." Goes to go get it from the attic, and she had took the box that they put in there and gave him away. Oh. So of course she's an asshole, and they should not be together.
Not
and
at
so,
all.
Like I said, that's basically
some
the
people
whole.
may have murdered her too.
I mean,
I'm not saying that someone should have, or that's what I would have done. All I'm saying is someone would have.
Catch one to the damn snot box. And again, I actually will put that in the show notes so you should be able to get to it. like I said, it's they've removed it, but the actual body of the M of the asshole is saved in the comment section. And so you're good to go with that one. It's like I said, it's in your show notes. This other one, this is the main one we'll do this week, and we'll wrap up. M of the asshole for blowing up at my husband for sharing pics of our daughter's birthday celebration, resulting in my family finding out about it. Did I use this person an asshole?
No. I had to think about it. I'm like thinking about what you said, and I'm like, I guess not.
So is this person an asshole?
Is this person an asshole?
Yes.
There you go. Let us begin. Ever since my brother passed away at the age of 17 on his birthday, my family decided to never celebrate birthdays ever again.
That's kind of...
It was my mom and dad's decision. But because of how much the family loved my brother, extended family decided to do the same and stand in agreement with this decision. My husband would refuse to follow this decision and kept celebrating his birthday. Me and the family didn't say a thing about it since he's not blood. But when I first got pregnant, the argument about celebrating our daughter's birthday occurred. My family advised me not to celebrate her birthday since she's a baby and won't remember it anyway.
Hold on, before you continue. This is almost reading like one person died so they all became Jehovah's Witnesses or some shit.
I agreed, but my husband threw a fit and insisted that we celebrate our daughter's first birthday. I caved in eventually, but told him we'd have a small secret celebration so that my family wouldn't find out. He agreed. The next day I got a call from my mom, and she was so upset, saying that my word meant nothing and that I have no respect for my brother's memory nor the family. I asked what she meant, and she told me she saw the birthday party pics my husband posted on social media. I was too shocked to even argue. I hung up and went straight to my husband to confront him about it. He got defensive and said that he didn't need my permission to post pics and that he wanted to show his family the birthday celebration pics since I insisted we have a small secret party and exclude them. I explained to him how this made me look bad and a liar to my family, but he said they can get over it and called my mom Snooby. Is that what she wrote? I'm assuming they mean snobby. I blew up at him and we had a huge fight about it. He started sulking later and said I ruined the memory of our daughter's first birthday for him and verbally abused him with how I lashed out. But I solely did it out of frustration, knowing that what happened caused a massive problem between me and my family. Now he's expecting an apology from me. Am I the asshole?
This is one fucked up situation.
It's a fucked up situation, but at the same time, a fucked up situation doesn't always begat another fucked up situation. Like,
I would argue here before we delve deep. I'm gonna say right now, I would argue this is a standard. Everybody sucks here. I'll tell you why. She came to him and said, "All right, let's keep it tight. Let's keep it small. Let's keep it between us." And he agreed to that.
Okay, I agree with that point.
And it's because he agreed to it and then went and did the opposite of what they agreed to is where I can say he sucks and she sucks. Feel me?
Yeah. But I would give a slight caveat because from what you read, it was as if he was trying to share with only his family who wasn't able to come because it was so secretive.
Then do that. Don't try to share it with just your family. You shared it on the open market so everybody can see that shit.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how he shared it. Maybe he tried to only send it to only.
Hey man, he could have did
only friends.
Did close friends story on Instagram. We know.
Yeah, because I don't know. I kind of feel like I understand your brother died on his birthday. Terrible thing.
For sure. Yes.
But that
100%.
That doesn't mean the world stops. As a matter of fact, that what you did is probably in vain of your brother's memory.
100% agree.
So
spot on. Like I said, it's enough asshole in this one to go around. One bright shining pink comment. This is from Coat Coon, a participant, as you know. You're the asshole and your family. This is out of control. That is an insane thing to agree to concerning people who weren't even born at the time. Your children and husband did not consent to this. It honestly sounds like your family might need some therapy all around. It is sad someone died, but the living should not have to pay the price for it every year. Birthdays are about celebrating the life of the person born that day, not about the death of a person born a different day. ETA, I bet your brother would be appalled that this was his legacy, telling everyone that their life isn't as important as his. You do look bad, and you are a liar. You should have stood up and said, we're celebrating the life of my daughter to your family. Go apologize to your husband.
I think that's well said.
Another pink comment. Hold on, we got another pink comment. I'm always down for the pankies. This is from Traditional Payments 20 is what this person's title is. 100% OP. You are trying to please your parents at the expense of your husband and child. Grow up. Tell your family you are not going to punish your child for being born and that going forward, you will celebrate birthdays. Holy crap. Also, apologize to your husband. How dare you tell him that he can give his daughter a birthday and that he can't share pictures? Your family made an awful rule, and you're literally forcing your husband to do the same. You yelled at a man that was wanting to celebrate his daughter because you haven't cut the umbilical cord attached to your mom. Ooh, sick burn. Grow a spine and stand up for your family. I would see you wanting to please your parents over your daughter as a red flag. If I were your husband, okay, buddy. He is absolutely right, and you are terribly wrong. The first one was much better, but that one was just mean for me.
Well, here's the thing about this. I agree with the sentiment of what these two people said. Yeah. But like you said, the husband did agree to keep it on the low. So while I think in the long run, she's the quote-unquote asshole, he did also technically blow up their spot on this one when he said he wouldn't.
Why, look, there's two more pink comments. And one of them says, this is from Firm Psychology 2243, everyone sucks here. What your family is doing is super unhealthy. It's a horrible way to keep your brother's memory alive by denying the joy and celebration. However, your husband also went back on his agreement with you. The problem goes deeper than his birthday, and you two need to have an open and honest conversation about why this lack of celebration is hurting your husband so much, and whether you're willing for this to be the thing that potentially ruins your marriage long term. Right beneath that, Ender's Shadow B. This will be the last comment, people. The first problem is the agreement to never celebrate birthdays. While I understand the thought and that the hurt of a child doing never goes away. The hurt of a child doing never go. Okay, sure. It's unrealistic to not celebrate children's birthdays, especially young children. The second problem is to assume no IL would have a problem. In-law, okay, would have a problem with it for their own children. Would that be a deal breaker for a marriage/relationship? The third problem is a grandparent who would not allow a celebration of their grandchild's birthday, not want to be posy if it. Man, these things are written so bad. Okay, but outright be upset about it. Kidding, right? The problem is a husband who knows all this, after rightfully following more realistic expectations and celebrating his daughter's first birthday, put pictures online. He had to have some idea of what was coming. All around, it's a screwed up situation. A lot of asshole wars to be handed out here. In the end, though, celebrate those kids' birthdays. Keep it from the grands if needed, but don't screw up the next generation to save an older one. And that is true. Although most of that was written in a way that made me think, I don't know.
Maybe
we'll assume they were talking on their phone and the phone fuck it up.
I'm too fucking mad to write this correctly.
Oh, just a warning and a warning. My entertainment selection this week is the same as it was last week. It is Ted Lasso. It's The Mandalorian. It's Grand Crew. It's that Grand Crew was damn funny this week, bro. I want you to know that. I also watched the most recent Abbott Elementary. Game Theory with Bomani Jones wrapped up its second season, and I am going extra hard on the Resident Evil 4 remake. I am 33 hours into that game at this point, and I am working my way to the final boss right now. I also dope. I'm telling you, I don't know if you started yet, but I think you're gonna like.
I started it, but unfortunately, Red Dead Redemption I
know. You said you want to finish it. I did finish it. I get it.
I started it again because my theory was like when I first started playing, I was killing too many people, and I was just like I was control. It was I had too much Last of Us in my controls, and I kept on shooting people.
Yeah, I want to. You told me that,
and I want to have a more pure experience this time.
Fair. I told y'all about, and I actually started Bob Hart's Abishola. Like I said, first couple of seasons are available on HBO Max if you have it, and the most recent season is available on Paramount Plus. And it's a really lovely show. And like I said, I was going to tell you when you were talking earlier about you need a show to just kind of vibe with. Bob, I think you'll really enjoy Bob Hart's Abishola. I truly think you will.
I'll try that show. I can't watch it.
Okay, fair enough. I got like 13 episodes in. I was like, this is my shit. I'm fucking with it. So I very much have enjoyed it so far.
Like the relationship she had with her son, I just couldn't deal with it. Like those first couple episodes, just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and how funny is because of it, as it goes along, at some point in at least those first 13 episodes, he ends up not running away per se, but he just dips out for a second and goes to talk to Bob, and he explains to Bob like, "Man, I don't want to be a doctor. My mom wants me to be a doctor, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is choreography." And he shows Bob some videos of him doing some dance shit with his friends, and like, of course, he's very good at it. And Bob's like, "Oh shit, that's dope, man." And he ends up talking to Abishola, to his mom, and coming to terms. She's like, "Look, bro, I want you to be a doctor. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you can also probably just go to school and try them both." And I was like, "All right, that's all right. That's nice that that's a possibility." Also, the show is not standard sitcom in that it does have a continuous story, so it's not really most sitcoms are just bottle episodes. You can just watch any of them. Whereas this is an ongoing story situation and going on. Like Bob's mom had a stroke at some point during those first 13 episodes, and that's a part of the situation. I was like, that's very interesting. Again, that lady from Just Shoot Me showed up in this show as one of his mom's friends at the club. So just good stuff, man. Like I said, I very much have enjoyed that show so far. Bob Hart's Abishola, standard CBS sitcom. Seems to be it seems to be very delightful. I'm told How I Met Your Father is back, and I have not watched any of it yet, so I need to get on that because I very much enjoyed the first season of that. That's a Hulu joint, but I have not watched it. Ted Lasso, Wago. The fact that this is probably its last season it hurts my soul, but also the fact they're going out like they are. I'm like okay, that's what's up. This week's Mandalorian was cartoony as fuck, but in a good way to me. I very much enjoyed it. It was very much, but a lot of this was just like a cartoon style adventure. Jack Black and Lizzo was in it, which was just a delight. They played a couple. They played a king and queen or princess and king. I don't know what that situation was, but it's very much a fun episode. And I like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? Marty was in it as well. Yeah. so I'm like, yeah, this is Bryce Dallas Howard directed, and I love her. She directs every season, so she does one or two every season, and I love her direction.
Oh so, man, the yams don't be in none of them episodes.
Can I get to the yams? Sweet man. Bryce Dallas Howard got a fatty, y'all. If you don't know, go check it out. I'll just be real with you. You should go look her up. And I think she knows it too. I think she respects that of herself. And I'm glad. I'm glad, lady. Glad you have that in you. Boxman, I'm saying, I know you were like with the busted mouth and all that shit and so forth and so on. Have you been watching, reading, listening, doing any darn thing? Sometimes you just want to just sit and be silent. I get it.
WrestleMania was last weekend, so I watched that. And I've been rewatching Psych.
Oh.
From the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning. I'm on episode like 15 now, I think.
Okay.
Again, I just saw TikTok, bro. I just want y'all to know TikTok is a real important part of my overall entertainment situation. And they were explaining how often they would make jokes about Dule Hill's other stuff that he did. There's some holes jokes that are weaved all through there. There are some there's something else. It's like it's many a show they had many a show or movie that Dule Hill's been in that they weave comedy bits into psych about him on. I'm like, that show's great.
Yeah,
I love that show.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Oh, for sure, and it holds up. Oh yeah, I guess I got Peacock. I can watch that whole thing myself as well. Yeah, so I might have to go back and get down on that myself. Yeah, fuck yeah, some psych. Very good, very good. There you go, people. You're pretty much caught up on our lines. That's what we do each and every week, and it is ticking fast, bro. We are about to be 10 years old, and that is quite cool to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be great. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be. I'm going to finally make Box install the good microphone.
It's right here. All I have to do is strap it in and plug it in.
Sir, I know.
Well, I mean, like it's even put together.
You've made some strides.
Yeah, the whole unit's right here. It just needs attached and plugged in.
It is out of the box, which is actually further along than it had been. I got it. Is that microphone a year old? Has that been there that long? Or am I making that up in my head?
Probably longer than that.
Worry not, people. It's almost our birthday, and I'm glad you've been here for this ride. Now, I celebrate this. You look. In theory, if you're hearing this, you already don't have to worry about it. But I want to share with you, we did update our hosting this week. We are now hosted we have a different podcast host. And so for a hot second, our episode, oddly enough, would not populate Spotify. Was everywhere else. I went and double checked and everything. You know what I need you to check and tell me if it bounced to Stitcher.
I don't think it did, buddy.
And that's something I need to figure out how to get taken care of. It's enough people who use Stitcher that I don't want to, play them out. But if you've had a problem finding the show, which I don't know how you'd hear this, but whatever, let me know. It's a work in progress. It seems to have populated where it's supposed to, including now we're on iHeart because I had that option to add on. So there you go. If you listen to podcasts over there, that's how you get served your stuff. It's available over there as well. You know the deal. Rate, review, subscribe, share. It's all right there at the beginning of the show. Give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. Promise you, we certainly love to hear from you. We got merch over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchy Milk. It'd be pretty dope if you bought a shirt for our birthday and was rocking that shit and maybe sent us a picture. So we can, post it. Just pointing out to you, I got people. It'd be real fun if you did that, okay?
Wasn't it a person's birthday today?
It is our best listener, April's birthday today. Technically, we have now crossed over to the next day, but, what are you going to do? It was her birthday when we started recording this. Therefore, it counts. And of course, we had to say happy birthday to you, April. You are the best. I love that your name is April and your birthday is in April. Did your parents know what they was doing? Is that what was happening there?
Well,
shout out you, Crazy Diamond. You are the best, and we so appreciate you.
Yeah, plug in Stevie Wonder's version right here.
Yeah, come on, bro. No, we don't do the other one. That is, of course, Anthony Animal Thug Tatum.
Good night. Or good morning.
As it were. That is Lunchbox 2099.
I'm currently playing with a pussy.
Oh.
Right on. I love that cat has just finally embraced you fully. Like, all right, man, we kicking it. We good people now, man. You and me.
She, likes me when I'm down here. She's cool with me in spots upstairs, but she only really interacts with me to this degree when I'm down here.
I've been there before, buddy.
I am the internet's Tyrell 713. You have just been podcast to, and I'm certain you loved it. We will catch you next time. And until then, peace.
Keep on trucking.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.